go. Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. We'll be getting started in about 5 minutes. Just wanted to give everyone a chance to sign in and get settled. You will see the sign up screen for now, but we'll get started, like I said, in about 5 minutes.
Know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. And all I can taste is this moment, and all I can breathe is your light. Sooner or later it's over. I just don't want to miss you tonight. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. And you can't fight the tears that ain't all the moment of truth in your eyes. When everything feels like the movies, yeah, you bleed just want you to know who I am.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. Figured I would give a little good morning music to get us started. That way you knew that somebody was still here. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining us. We've got a full house today. Super awesome. If you have any questions during today's webinar, please pop them into the Q&A section. There should be a button on the bottom of your screen. That'll help us track and make sure that we get all of your questions answered before we leave today. I want to make sure that we answer everything we can so that you can use Photofy to the fullest to market your business. My name is Monica Brady. I am the accounts director and head of customer success here at Photofy. When you send in questions, oftentimes you'll get me to our support section. And I also take care of all the training and tutorial videos and stuff that you see on our support pages. So if you ever have questions that you think warrants a video, please send me your suggestions. I'm happy to create them and add them to our support pages. But for now, let's go ahead and get through how to access stuff. And we'll go from start to finish and show you a couple of cool things that I've figured out along the way. So first, we're going to show you how to actually register. If you are a Norwex Office Suite subscriber, you have access to the Photofy plus Norwex subscription at no additional cost. It is included and ready to go. All you have to do is register. So go to our website, which will be signup.photofy.com/Norwex. And you can take a look at the page here. It shows a little bit more about what you'll find, gives you some examples. And if you click on the Get Started button or just scroll down to Get Started, there's a little form here where you can actually fill in your first name, last name, email address, and phone number. Please make sure that the email address that you enter is the same exact email address that is on file with Norwex for your Office Suite subscription. I have had some folks that have emailed in saying that they can't sign up and they're actually entering their personal website URL instead of their email address. So it's not necessarily a norwex.com or whatever. Some of you have Gmail accounts that you've registered with them or Hotmail or whatever. So please use that one. If you're logging in, still getting an error, you may want to double check that Norwex does have the correct email address on file. I've had a few folks with misspellings or punctuation in the email address, and that did cause an issue. So you want to make sure it matches up exactly. Once you enter this information, you'll hit continue and it'll move you forward. You'll see a success screen. On that, we'll have a temporary password for you, and that will allow you to log in for the first time. Once you've done that, then we'll go over to the mobile app. Let me see, I can switch my screen here and we'll come over to what it looks like on the phone. So Photofy is a mobile only app. It's available for use on iOS and Android phones and tablets. So make sure that you're accessing on mobile. There are some people that have said, I'm logged in and I can't see anything. It's because probably most likely that you're trying to access on the computer, and we do not have a computer or desktop version right now. So as we move over to the phone, what you'll do is you go to your iOS or Android app store, so Google Play or the App Store for iOS, and you'll go in and just search for Photofy. And now every once in a while we'll find a random app that's called the same thing, but make sure that you find the one with our logo on it. So from here, you'll go ahead and download, install if you haven't already. I've got it on my phone, so it's going to say open. Now keep in mind, I am using an iPhone for this demonstration. I can show you what Android looks like as well a little later on. It is just slightly different. The first time you sign in, you're going to see a couple of pictures. Just swipe your screen over until you get to this sign-in screen. You'll tap on Business Sign-In. And then from here, you're going to enter your sign-in information. So you're going to enter the email address and the temporary password. And then you're going to go ahead and sign in. And again, the very first time you sign in, you'll actually see a pop-up screen asking for some profile information. Looks similar to this, but it's going to ask for name, address, and all that good stuff. Let me see. Let me go ahead and get through this, and then I can switch over. Fill out that info. This is contact information. This information will pre-populate onto templates and artwork pieces. So you don't have to type in your phone number or your email address or your personal website each time. It'll pre-populate and be ready to go for you. So if you notice that there's a typo or something that needs to be changed, you can go ahead and edit your profile. If you go to the menu at the top left and then go to settings. Oops, sorry. I'm doing this. I'm watching my computer screen. I should be watching my phone while I'm doing this. All right, so settings. And then you'll go to, first you can change password. So here's change password here. Next would be manage profile. And this portion takes a little bit of time to load. If you do get an error, we are working on that. Just keep trying. It just depends on how many people are trying to access it at any given time, because it's actually going to our database, which is quite large for Norwex. Hopefully that will pull in. But anyhow, so once that pops up, you'll see a section that says manage tokens. And when you go down there, you can edit any of your tokens, any of the information, the contact info. So name, phone number, email, website, all that good stuff should be available in there. And see, this is not popping up for me. It worked just a bit earlier. I wonder if everyone's trying to access at the same time. So anyhow, go to manage profile. We'll try it again real quick and see if that comes up. If not, we can move on. In the meanwhile, let me go ahead and grab a couple of quick questions in here. If it can sync between iPhone and iPad. So you can utilize multiple devices if you have phones and tablets that you want to use. However, projects do not transfer between the two devices. They are device specific. They're stored within app folders, unfortunately not on our servers. And we are working on a way to do that. Right now, it's just not happening. So you will have access to all of your Norwex assets between the two, but any of your projects that you save or completed images will be on the device that you actually created them on. So thanks for that question, Elmer. All right, so this is going to give me a little bit of trouble. So we'll go ahead and move on from here, but this is where you'll get to it when there's, and yeah, when there's not a whole bunch of people doing it at the same time, typically it will work just fine. I had it working earlier. Okay, so let's go ahead and run through a quick tour of the app. We'll start here at the bottom. Like I said, this is an iPhone, so it will look just a hair different if you are on an Android device. You're not going to have the scheduler button on the front, but it's okay. You still have access to scheduler, and I'll show you how to get to that a little later on here. So first thing is going to be the inspiration button. and that's the very bottom button on Android. This is an inspiration stream. These are images that other consultants have created that Norwex has added to the stream, just to kind of give you examples. If you're stuck in a creative rut and you're not sure what you want to create or how to create it, you can go ahead and take a look in here and see. Everything in here as far as Norwex assets, some of the backgrounds and everything will be available within your app as well. The only thing you're not going to see are things like this one, where they've used a personal photo for their before and afters. So those personal photos won't be in there. Now, you can share it if you'd like to share fellow consultants' work, but you cannot make any changes to this. But again, everything that you see in here as far as formatting is going to be available within your app as well. So we'll go ahead and go back. The next thing, I'll skip scheduler for now. The next thing is reposts. Reposts are super quick and easy. These are images that Norwex has created for you. They're ready to go, ready to share. There are still photos as well as videos. And all you do is tap and share. Some of these will have text behind them. And if that's the case, then all you have to do is paste it. It should copy straight to your clipboard. So let's go ahead and we'll tap on one of these. It's going to load. Oh, yep. No. Okay. So this one is done in French. It's ready to go. There's no editing that needs to be done. You can share to Facebook, Instagram, or click on more share options if you want to send it maybe for text or other options that you have on your device. So if there's stuff that's not available on the sharing screen, but you have it loaded to your phone, that's where you'll find those. So if an item has text, a message will pop up saying that the copy has been saved to your clipboard. All you need to do is move forward, go through just like you would normally in your information or in your app, and then go ahead and paste it here in the caption and share from there. We'll go ahead and get out of Instagram and let's start over. The next thing I'll show you is templates. Templates are pre-formatted. These are also created by Norwex, and they let us know what parts that you can change and what parts you cannot. So most of the text is editable as far as what it says, but if there is a font or something specific to it, those are programmed in. So unfortunately, you aren't able to change those. But as far as what it says, you should be able to. So like this one right here, sale today only. Your text can change as far as what it says, but that font is going to remain the same. And so we can choose different colors in this instance. Some of them have that option. Once you choose your color, tap apply, and you can either tap on the text itself, and that'll bring up that particular text field to edit. Or if you want to see all of them, you can also click on the text button. So here is everything that is editable on this particular template. So the sale today only, whatever text you want to put here. And you notice that right here, there is a name and a website that I did not type in right now. That is part of the tokens. And that is what was saved on when you first logged in. Now, again, if you notice there's a typo and you haven't had a chance to get into the profile section, you can make a one-off change right here within the text fields. So say I want to say I have a new last name. We'll hit done and apply. Now that takes effect on this one image. If you want to make it a permanent change, then you do go into your tokens to your profile to change that. But once you're done with that, just tap on done. And that will save your image to your device, as well as give you the options to share it out. And so you'll notice that there's more options here, including Android folks. That scheduler is right here at the bottom. So you do have access to that. If you want to schedule a post, go ahead and tap on that option. You'll enter the time and date. So we'll just say today at 10:48. We'll close and we'll enter our caption here. And then tap on next. And here's where you can choose which channel you want it to go to. So I've got that saved. We're going to say, we'll go to Instagram. Yes, I want to check it out. So it takes me over to my scheduler items here. Now keep in mind, scheduler is not an auto poster. It sends you a reminder. So you want to make sure that your push notifications are turned on. That is one of the questions that pops up the first time you sign in to Photofy. After installing, it will ask you if you'd like to allow notifications. Tap on yes, and that way you'll get your notifications for scheduler. And we'll see that pop up here in a few minutes as we're working. The next place you can go is artwork. This is where if you know what artwork piece you want to share first, you can go to artwork, choose something. If you want to share maybe this image, and then it's going to take you to your backgrounds. So from here, you can choose a background image to put that artwork over. We'll go ahead and just pick a solid. Continue, and you'll notice that your artwork piece pops up over that background. And from here, you can apply and then add even more. So go back to that artwork button in the bottom left, and you can add your logo. And we're going to go ahead and format and shrink it a little bit so that it comes up right here, and hit apply. And then done. And you can add more. You can add as many overlays as you'd like. We've also got text options, stickers, all kinds of stuff that you can utilize in here. But once you've got that done, just go to your sharing page and you can go through that route. Now, if you're not sure what artwork exactly you want to use, but you want to pick your background first, then you'll start with photos and collages. They do have a lot of product images here for you under photos and collages, as well as in the artwork section. These will have a background to them right here. So if you know that you want to maybe share these cloths, you can choose that as your background, then add a few pieces of artwork around it. But if you want to do maybe a themed post, you can go through the categories here. We've got back to school coming up. I know that's a big deal everywhere. But you can do, grab a background, something pretty. I like these glitter ones that they use. All right, this kind of looks a little holiday-ish. But now we'll go ahead and go over to our artwork, and we'll choose some pieces that we can share here. Straws are a hot commodity. I carry mine everywhere. And hit apply. Now, for stuff like this, if you want it to kind of pop out, let me go ahead and edit this. There is a shadow feature that you can use that will kind of make it stand out a little bit. And we'll go ahead and drop that shadow just a little bit so it's not so harsh on it. And then apply. And let's grab maybe our logo. I do believe that there was a change in your logos that they're working on. So I think we have to use the full color ones from now on. Let's see, so apply. And like I said, you can just go on and add stuff. So this is, if you noticed, let me go back real quick. If you notice this item has a little pen in it, that means that there's editable text there. So you can grab, like I said, grab that one and you'll see all these text fields pop up. So you can actually go in and change what you want them to say. I'm done with that one. And then you can change this one and just say maybe your phone number. Let's see, let's go back. And now that'll have my phone number instead of message me for more info. Now this is something that you can format. So if you want to maybe change the color so that it stands out a little more. I think I'm going with the background color, but I'm also going to do a shadow around it. And we'll go with, oops. Okay, so that right there is your pop-up for your scheduled post. So if you want to send it, hit OK. I'm going to go and do that. I may lose this post right here that I'm working on, but that's all right. We'll come back to it. So here is what happens next is it takes you through, loads it up into Instagram since that's what I chose. Hit next. And I did have a caption. So let's see. Hit paste and it's ready to go. Now you hit OK and share it off. And you can add more to your caption if you'd like as well. So that's not, that's something you can do if you want to add more information or anything. Okay, so looks like that's working out. We'll go ahead and put that there. So one other thing is I'm noticing that that's hard to see, but I like the color. I'm going to do something a little crazy here. We're going to add a sticker behind it so it stands out a little more. So let's pop this sticker. We're going to tap on it. Let's see. And we're going to change the opacity so it's not so harsh of a white. Hit apply. Now we need to move it behind our text though. So look for the 3 dots in the top right. And then you're going to tap on backward. And you can see that it moved behind that text. So now we're going to go ahead and move it up here. And it makes it that much easier to see. So you can do that really with anything. If you want to make something stand out, you can use a sticker behind it, different colors, whatever you want to, kind of highlight within your post. All right, so let's go ahead and go back and we'll add a couple more products here. We're in holiday shopping, so let's snag this. And then we can move it around where we want it to be. And you can also tilt things. So if you want to rotate, there's this bar right here. You can use your fingers as well to do all of this. You don't have to use the sliders. Now, let's see. So we'll do a shadow, lighten up a little bit and apply. I'm going to move these straws over and then we're going to have room for one more thing right here. So let's tap on artwork. And what else do we have? I think this is super cute. So we're going to throw that in there. All right, so let's move this. We're going to make it a little bit smaller. And because I've added a shadow to everything else, we're going to go ahead and add that there just for continuity. And we'll reduce that just a bit. All right, so that is my image, basically. If you want to preview it, you can do that by tapping on the 2 arrows next to the done or check mark button. Just tap anywhere on the screen. Now, if you like this, and this is something that you want to use again in the future, but you just want to maybe change out one of the images, I highly recommend using the projects feature. In the top bar, there is a piece of paper icon. If you tap on that, you can enter the project name. So we're just going to say party and save it. So now this project has been saved and I can come back and use this again and maybe change out one of the images. So let me go ahead and tap on done. That way we can complete it. And I've also had some folks email in asking if they can still edit a picture once they've created it. Yes and no. So if you are on this page and you notice, oh my gosh, my phone number is wrong, I need to go back. There is a back button right here that you can tap on. It'll take you back to those editing screens. So make sure you double check your image before you move away from here. Because once you move away from here, unless you saved it as a project, you cannot edit it. Okay. So we've saved it, we've moved away, but I want to make some changes. So let's go back to the menu. And there's a projects option right here. And that's where you'll find it. You can go ahead and open. And now you can go in and change any of these items that you want to change or edit the text. If you want to edit text, you just double click on it or double tap on it and it'll bring it up. I think I'm tapping on the wrong item. And click edit as well. Problem is I've got too many images. Okay, so let's go ahead and move out of there. Now edit, and I can change that. There's those bounding boxes around the items. All right, so we'll go ahead and change this. Maybe we want to give a little bit more. Done, apply, and now this is our new image. So we'll go ahead and move this item back. And then you can resave it if you want, or you can just leave it as is and complete the image and be done. All right. So let me go ahead and check. I know we've got a lot of questions in here. So let me go ahead and move over to my computer real quick. And I'm going to go through this Q&A thing. Oh, there's been a bunch. Okay, let me go through some of the questions that were answered privately. Do reposts need compliance approval to use it as is? Reposts are made by Norwex, so you can use them as they are. Can I create content on my PC? Unfortunately, no, we are mobile only. That is a big question that we have. Unfortunately, we don't have a desktop option right now. As we were originally envisioned and created for on-the-go creation. So that is how we kind of, everything's been developed. But we do hear that this is a big wish, big ask. We are, it is on our wish list for consideration in the future. Just at this time, the best we can offer is mobile on tablets as well as phones. Let's see, just joined. It seems that you're describing how to set up an account. Yes. For anyone that missed it earlier, if you go to photofy.com/Norwex, that will allow you to sign up. When you go through the registration process, make sure that your email address is what Norwex has on file. And when you get to the success screen, it will let you know you've successfully registered. Here is your password, your temporary password. Make sure that you read that success screen, and you'll find your temporary password for you to log in for the very first time. And can you do the initial registration on a computer? Yes, you can. The registration is done on a web browser. So make sure that you do that, but you do need to be sure to install Photofy from your mobile app store and then sign in to access all of your creation assets here. Does it matter if you sign in as business or personal? We do recommend the business login. Sometimes there are some issues with the personal unless you have a personal account. Once you switch over to Norwex, go ahead and use the business login, and that way you can be sure that you're accessing all of the assets properly. Can we rewatch on YouTube? So this is being streamed to YouTube. So if you know anyone that's not able to get into the Zoom meeting, you can share this on YouTube as well on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Photofy app. There will be a recording there as well as on our Vimeo site. I'm also going to start linking webinars from our support pages. So support you can access through the app. There's actually a link. Oops, right here on the main screen. If you tap on the menu and then there's support, that'll take you to our support pages. And we have a section in here for Norwex plus Photofy. In there, I'm going to start linking all of our previous webinars as well. So there's a lot of Q&A in here, a few things. And then all of our video tutorials will be in here as well. We do have those. My home screen doesn't have scheduler button. Is it supposed to? If you're on Android, Debbie, no, it will not be there. It's only on the iOS, but I did show at the end of content creation, there is a scheduler option. And also if you go to the menu, there's a scheduler button there, and you can add anything that, add one here and pull something up from your galleries. So if you have something that you've already created, and here you see that posted, because we did go through and kind of act like we posted. It is there. How do we change to English on reposts? So the image that I shared was done in French. They should have everything in there as far as French and English, and I believe Spanish as well. Let me see. So that one's in French. Let me see. Some of them, depending on the region, may be one or the other. So, and this one does have all three. But you cannot, unfortunately, edit those. So you kind of just go through and see what language it's in. So yeah, there should be a lot of them that are available in either. Okay, let's see. I'll have 4 blocks on the main page: photos, templates, reposts, and scheduler. If you are Android 6946, let me see, hang on. Version 6.9.46. Elmer, what device are you on? Are you on iOS or are you on Android? That I do need to know. And and also what region are you in? If you're North America or otherwise, it may be different depending on where you're at as well. I know that the Australia, New Zealand is a little different. So it just kind of depends on where you're at as far as not what access, because you're going to have the same access, but just how that's been built. So this is the Australia and New Zealand galleries. You'll notice these are a little bit different. They got some other features or other items in there that are all based on your region. So let's see. Is there any way to search? You're going to be able to search in the future. Yes, we are working on search, Phyllis. That's a very good question. Right now, it is not an option, but that is something that is in development, and we have talked about many times. So it is coming. I don't have a estimated time yet, but it is coming. All right. How did you set the background before selecting the artwork? So if you go to photos and collages, that's where all the background images are available. How do you choose a group or event you want it posted to? If you're posting to Photofy, the options are actually only available for your timeline or for your business page. We are not able to get to groups or events directly. You'd have to go through your Facebook app and choose those, go into that particular item and then add your photo from there. But all of your images should be saved to your photos. So you can see everything I've created here. So you can go ahead and go from Facebook and choose those from your photos and add those in. All right. Clarify which creations would need approval before you use. That is actually something, any compliance questions you are going to have to take to Norwex directly. We do not manage any of the compliance stuff. We do know that all of these items are provided for you and presumably are free to use. But if you have any questions on something that you create, please take that over to Norwex. They are going to be your number one on questions about compliance. And scheduling a post for Facebook, right now it only goes to timelines, unfortunately. And then let's see. And yes, this is being recorded, so this will be available later on. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and start moving things over to support. So if you need to get to support, just tap on the menu at top left, support, and look for the Norwex button. And from there, we'll have webinars in there. So, all right, sign up for Photofy when it was first new to Norwex at a conference. It's since gotten a new phone. If you do I link my Facebook and Instagram through the managed profile? If so, it's not working. So Vicky, the first time you go to share from your phone on that sharing page, the first time you tap on, you tap on the share option, it will ask you to log in and allow us access permissions to access your social media channel. And okay, so let me go through unanswered questions. Okay, how do you change? I want to. Kathy, as far as changing, if you're under business or personal, if you're logged in and you're seeing your Norwex galleries, you should be good to go. If you do not, then you're going to need to log out and log back in. And if you've got something saved as far as what you're logging in with, then we can change you to a direct login. Just just message me, support@photofy.com, and I can change you to a direct login and set up a password for you to temporarily get in. Okay, the cost to use Photofy, Roxana, if you are a Office Suite subscriber with Norwex, there is no additional cost. This is one of your benefits available for you to go ahead and register and utilize. So yay, awesome. I have an Android and want to add Bitmojis. I can do it, but it doesn't want to size down. So if you're adding Bitmojis through the photos and collages because you're accessing from maybe your camera roll, it will not allow you to size down because it's going to fill the entire background space. However, if you maybe do a collage, you can, designate which box it goes in. So let's go ahead and really quickly create a collage here. Let me switch my mouse over. So you tap on photos and collages. I don't think I have a Bitmoji on here, but we'll see what I've got. This is my demo phone. So there's actually a artwork piece in there. We can use this. Okay, so there's this person, and then we'll go back out of my camera roll and go over to Norwex and grab some backgrounds here. I really need to look at my phone and not my computer screen. Huh. Actually, let's kind of grab different shades here. All right, so when you choose a certain amount of photos, it will change what your layout is. So you can choose where your Bitmoji goes. So say we have this one, apply, but I don't want this one here. I want to move it. So we'll tap on it, hit swap. Oops, I got to do a little quicker. And then select which one you want to swap with. I'm going to move my person there. And then I'm going to utilize these other boxes to add artwork. So let's grab our Norwex logo. We'll pop that up here. And because it's an overlay, we can move it around and resize it wherever it needs to be. All right, so I don't like how this stands out on the background. I'm going to swap this also. So I'm going to tap on the background, swap, and I'm going to move this one up. And now it'll stand out better. And from here, we'll just go ahead and add some products. So you can have fun with this. The borders. So if we don't want to keep that border as a bright white border and want to change that to something else, we can do that. Let's see, what else can we add? Here's a little bag of stuff. All right, so we'll put that one down there, size it to fit. All right, so this is what we've got. If you want to change how the borders are, thickness, color, anything like that, tap on Edit Layout and then the border button. And you can resize those borders to be a little thinner. You can round off the corners. You can even make them less opaque. You can fill them with a standard color. Or you can also use Spectrum where you can choose a color. There's a little eyedropper tool. I got to swipe down a little bit. But you can grab a color out of your image with that to match. So now it's the Norwex blue. And then there's some other options up here as well. But I like that a lot better than the really thick white borders. So that's an option that you can do as well if you're using your image as a background for Bitmoji or even your headshot if you have one. All right, let's see. So I tried to save a project. When I exported the file, it's not as sharp. It looks low res. What's the process to get the best resolution? Elmer, I need to know a little bit more about your device. So if you can send me some screenshots as well as the information about your phone, like what device you're using, what version of the operating system you're on, and again, include the version of Photofy that you're on. that would be a very big help for me. Just support@photofy.com, please, and I can get that looked into. Let's see, I've seen schedule. How do you get to that tab on the front page? So Nicole, again, if you're on an Android device, you cannot, there is not a scheduler button, but you can get to scheduler in your menu or at the end of your content creation. And those passwords, let's see, how do you make the sticker go to the background so the text stood out? Okay, no worries. So if you're going to add a sticker, let's go ahead and go back here and go to add text and overlays, and we'll grab a sticker. Maybe let's do a rectangle here. So if we want to put a rectangle behind maybe the Norwex logo, we'll make it, enlarge it just a bit and kind of move it where it needs to be. We'll hit the opacity. We'll drop that down just a bit so that it's not so harsh. And go ahead and move it so it's just a little bit better centered. And then there's the 3 dots in the top right. Tap on that and move backward. And it may take a couple of taps because of how many layers we have. We've got a bunch of artwork, but you'll notice as soon as it's done. And there you go. So that's made that stand out just a little bit. And okay. How to add your name to the Norwex consultant image. So this actually is done up with your token. So that's automatically there. But if you do need to make an edit to it, you can tap on edit. Excuse me. I think that's on the background. So we'll go ahead and highlight that, tap on edit, and now you can make changes within there. So if I want to add maybe my middle initial or something, you can do that. And let's see. All right, I've lost my place in the question. Sorry, let me find where I'm at. Can we put our website under your name? Okay, so good question. What is going on? Okay, so if you're going to do that, what you can do is, let me hit apply. And then add text. And then you can type in your site information, because it's not something that's part of the tokens there on the actual image, but you can definitely add it. Format, we're going to choose the color. We want it to match so that it looks good. So we'll choose this Norwex blue, apply. And then from here, we'll go ahead and I'm going to use my fingers to shrink and just kind of place it right there. And now, because we want that to look more uniform, we'll tap on the background on the sticker and move that down. So now it fits a little better. And we'll move the logo up. All right. So you can definitely add more information to your to your page there with the text field. Okay, so let's see. So saved projects, if you want to save this as a project for future use, there's that piece of paper at the top here. You'll tap on that, go ahead and name it. And you can name this one, we'll say headshot since it's got my photo in it. And then it has been saved. So from here, if you want to access it later, go ahead and go from the menu and then projects, and it's right there. So you can go ahead and utilize that later. All right. And Alice, you don't see an apply button. Yours may be a check mark, I believe, in Android. So go ahead and use that. And let's see, can you show how to save projects? If I were to create something like you did here with the images, do I need, again, Donna, compliance is going to need, you'll need to check with Norwex on that. Let's see. And do I need to put the Norwex company stamp with my name on all the photos or just photos I edit? Camille, I'm not sure. That is a compliance question. So you'll definitely want to take that up with Norwex and ask them. How do I get my posts to go to my VIP group in Facebook and not my personal? So if you have a page, you can share to a page, but unfortunately we cannot directly share to a group. So on the done page, now I don't have Facebook on this app, but I'll show you at least how you can do it. If you tap on Facebook, there's this drop down here that says my account. When you tap on that, it should give you the option to, and see, it's going to ask me to sign in. It'll give you a drop down list of your timeline as well as any of the pages that you've linked to it. It will not link a group, but it will link a page. All right. And how do you rotate text on Android? Good question. You can actually do it on Android and iOS. Let's go ahead and open this project. We want to, let's see. With any of the text, so say like your website here, you can just twist with your fingers. Alternatively, there is an edit button under format. There is also a rotation slider. So you can use that too. And that's available on both iOS and Android. Okay. And Elmer, about the inspiration, if you don't have it, that's, I believe you mentioned that you're on a different gallery on the Australia one. I'll bring that up with Norwex and see if that's something they're willing to add. They actually decide everything as far as what access is available. So we'll go ahead and get that question over for you. Let's see. So if there's already a saved image from another consultant with their name, can we use our name instead, or we have to leave it? If you're sharing from the inspiration stream, you cannot make any changes to it. It's literally just there for inspiration. And let's see, I've been trying to make some graphics with text. Can't seem to get a plain color. It has 3 colors rotating in order only. Jeanette, if you could please send me screenshots of what you're trying to access, support@photofy.com. I can take a look at that. And let's see. Why do I have more image options than I do? So Carrie, I'm using the North America galleries. They may have other items in there that other regions, if you're in a different region, they may have different availability. So Norwex has different teams to install images to their different regions. That way everything is relevant to your area. But if you ever feel like you're missing something that you should have, you can tap on the menu, go to settings, and refresh the app. And that should clear your cache and bring in anything new. Alternatively, you can also sign out and sign back in. It'll do the same thing. Some folks don't like doing that because they've got the password saved in. Let's see, I thought we weren't allowed to use Bitmoji images. If that would be a compliance question, I'm not sure, Anita. That's something you'll need to ask Norwex about. Can we adjust the size of a box in a collage, or do they have to be standard? Good question, Diana. So if you're using a collage, let me go ahead and open that project. You'll see these little arrows that go back and forth, up and down. If you tap on those, you can typically slide things over, but remember that it's not going to affect just a single box. If there's multiple, it's going to take that whole thing. So, but this one, because there's not a whole bunch of photos or boxes there, you can move that. Let's see. And unfortunately, what happens with one side will happen to the other. So yes and no. It just depends on which one you're using, but it will affect both the whole width or height of the image. Can't get into manage profile. Karen, when there's a lot of folks trying to access at the same time, it can time out. We're working on trying to figure out why. But if you give it a little bit and try again, you should be able to get into it. I was able to get into it before the webinar. So hopefully that will make a difference there. Where am I going to get the project I created to post to an event or group? Also, this is on a, oh, is this on a wish list to have the ability to select Facebook? It gives you event group. So it's not something that we can control, unfortunately. The group event option is not something we can control. It's based on what Facebook allows us to access, unfortunately. So we are not able to do that. I wish we could. But as far as where you're going to access the projects, they are saved to your device. If you go to, let me get to it. If you're on iOS, typically it goes to your camera roll. Android will also create a Photofy folder, so you can access them in there. And let's see, someone else says, would you show again how you grab the color to use? Okay, so as far as grabbing colors goes, there is in the format option. So let me go ahead and double click on that. We'll hit apply. And in format, there is an option called spectrum. If you tap on that, it slides down for some reason, go up, and you'll see this eyedropper tool. Tap on the eyedropper and you'll see a little magnifying glass pop up, and you can move that around to snag the color that you want to utilize. So I like grabbing the Norwex color so everything remains the same. And then once you like that, hit apply and it'll stay there. Very often, once you've used it, it'll grab like your most recent colors. Yellow's there because that's like the automatic one, but you'll find that Norwex color is there as well. All right, let's see. Grab some more questions. All right, can you group elements such as logo and sticker to move together if needed? So yes, Joan, good question. You can do that, and I typically do it on accident, but I believe if you press and hold, it'll group your elements like that. As far as which ones are chosen in the group, that is a good question because I'm not quite sure. Typically, you can group things together. But I'm not, it seems to kind of do everything. So maybe if you want to group your logo and this together, I don't think you can keep it a group though, like as far as saving that. I think it just kind of does it for the moment, unfortunately. So that is a good suggestion. I might take it up with our dev team because that would actually be a little helpful, I think. Is there a way to access other font styles that are available in the personal Photofy app within the Norwex version? So, Christine, the font that's available in here is the font that Norwex wants you to have access to, and that's all about branding. So what you're doing, you can do, but you may want to double check with them as far as compliance goes on fonts. They have specifically loaded these fonts in because these are the ones that they want you guys to use. So if you find yourself utilizing other fonts by, saving your image and moving over to the personal side, you're going to want to check with them and make sure that that's okay to do. And what if you forgot your password? If you forgot your password, there is a forgot password link on the sign-in page. So you can utilize that. If let's see, sign out and go back to sign in, go to business sign in, and right here at the bottom, there's a forgot password reset here right under the sign in button. So you can utilize that. And if that for some reason does not work, you can always contact support and we can help you get in. Let me go ahead and get back into the app here. Okay. Let's see. Is there any way to make Facebook banners that are the right size? Yes, there absolutely is, Susan. Good question. So let me go ahead and once this logs back in, we'll go and create something for you. I don't know why my phone's acting so slow today. In fact, you know what? Let's do this. Let me see if I can switch over. No. Okay, we're still here. I'm going to show you guys what Android looks like. So let me switch over to my Android device real quick. That way you can see. All right, so now we're on Android. This is what Android looks like for those of you that weren't sure earlier. So you'll notice that you don't have, let me see, let me jump into, oh, what's going on with my phone? All right, there we go. Loading, sorry. All right, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and create an image. Let me switch over accounts, go over to Norwex. And now what you can do is pick a background. So start with photos and collages. I always suggest starting with the background image first. You can pick whatever background you want. We'll go ahead and just snag one of those. And now go to edit layout. And there's this ratio button here. You can choose, there's different options here as far as different sizes that you can use, but there's also this add custom dimensions button. So if you're not sure if any of these will work, you can tap on add custom dimensions and then you can name it. So we'll say Facebook. What is it? Banner. And then what you'll do is you'll enter the width and the height in pixel sizes, not in inches. Now, if you're not sure what that is, go ahead and go to support. And in here, you'll type custom ratio. So this is a little form that I've put together that will hopefully, no, not custom colors. Oh, somehow I didn't go to it. So we'll hit custom ratio. In here, I've included some suggested sizes for different things, including Zoom backgrounds. Now they are suggested sizes. Please keep that in mind because this can vary based on your camera as well. So, but digital business cards, profiles for Facebook, a cover photo. So let's see, we've got 828 by 315. So we'll go ahead and use that real quick. So let's go back to the app. And we'll choose that background image. We'll actually do something a little different here. I like, let's see, I like that one. So we'll hit continue. And we'll go ratio. And I will say 828 by 415. And we'll say Facebook cover. And now you'll notice that it's changed your image size here. And it's also saved it here. So you only have to do that one time to where it'll just be available for future use. All right, so now we're done with that. So we'll tap on the check mark. Again, you've got done on iOS. We've got check marks on Android. And we can start adding our artwork and overlays. So we'll go ahead and snag a logo. Oh, that's in Spanish. There we go. Format. We're going to go ahead and resize it, make it a little smaller. And again, it's, you know, hard to see on the background. So let's see about adding a sticker. And we'll round off the corners a little bit. Can we do that? No, I guess we can't. Okay. So opacity, we'll drop that down a little bit. And then hit the check mark. Now our little 3 dots are kind of lost in the up there, but we can move that. All right, I think I'm going to add All right, so edit's going to be here, format. I guess I can't. Okay, so that's kind of how it's going to be. And then we can just add some other info, different pictures or something, or you can add your text to add your phone number. So 504-6484 tab, and we can put that there. And you can change the font on that to make it look fun. All right, so now that's been saved. And from here, you can go to more share options, probably, and email it to yourself, or if you have Google Drive or any direct share options like Bluetooth, or on iOS, we've got AirDrop as well. You can get it to your computer so that you can put it on your Facebook page. So that is how to do that, how to change ratios. And let's see. So, and you can do that with pretty much anything. Let's see, once the item is saved to the projects and I work on it, will the template stay in the projects, or once it's completed, it's removed? So if you do anything in the projects, they will stay there exactly as they were originally saved. Let's see if I have any on this phone. Yeah, I don't have any here yet. So exactly as they are saved the first time, not future. So if you make any changes, you'll want to resave it as a project that you want to, if you want to save it again. Can our Norwex website be added under our name, or is it not compliant? Michelle, physically, yes, you can do it. As far as compliance goes, that is something you'll have to check with Norwex on. And let's see, can you tell us what each icon is? Yes, I can. Okay, so let's just grab something in the background here. Okay, so in Android, now they're a little bit different. Android has this. This is kind of a reset button. It takes and starts you fresh. Let's see, let me get my mouse going. All right. So this is a reset button. This will kind of reset any overlays that you've done. So if you've added a whole bunch of stickers and you're like, let me start over, or text, you can hit that and it'll take you right back to your background image. This one is the project button. This one is a help button that takes you over to support. This is grid lines, so you can change what your grid lines look like. And this is just like in the in iOS, where it had 2 arrows to clear out all the editing stuff, just a preview. And then this is done. So in iOS, it's going to be just a little bit different. iOS starts off with the projects button. There's an undo, redo, grid lines, help, and then preview. So it's just a little mixed up over there. All right, and let's see, can you save as a photo in your photos? Lorraine, yes, Photofy will automatically save to your device. You want to make sure that your permissions have been allowed to do that as well. So when you first save an image or access photos and collages, if you try to access something on your phone, it'll ask you if you'll grant Photofy permission. And so make sure you say yes. Did you say that your name will come up under our Norwex logo is already saved? Is that under manage profile? Yes, it is under manage profile. There are logos that have a placement for your name, and there are logos that are just the logo without placement. So look for the one that's got some text under the logo for your name. See, I'm signed in. It sees my Gmail address associated with my phone, have Yahoo address assigned to Norwex, delete and reinstall. So you're going to need to sign in with the Yahoo address. Whatever email address is linked to your Norwex registration, whatever you entered when you registered for Photofy, that's what you need to log in with. You can't log in with a different email address because our system will not know what is available. Elmer, thank you so much for joining. This is all recorded, so if you need to view a little later on, you'll be able to do that. I'll have that all in support a little bit later on. So have a good night. Let's see. Project that works best for a banner. Okay, so Terry just did that for y'all. And if you add a text preset, you can do that. Let's see, you want to add and change, does the number need to be in the preset? So you can create a text preset that is long or short. You can create multiple text presets. If you go to your settings, text preset and add, all you've got to do is just kind of keep adding. You can add multiple. And for those that don't know what the text preset is, I'll show you how that works. We'll just snag a colorful background so that you can see. When you add text, it's going to be right here at the bottom. So you just tap on that and it'll do, it's kind of like creating your own tokens basically. But you can customize it to say whatever you want. And then move them around. So that is what a text preset is. And can you copy, save project, allow it to be pasted in a Facebook party? So if you're talking about a completed image, you can post it in your party. Again, you'll have to get it to your Facebook app to do that. So it should be available in your camera, or excuse me, Photofy folder or camera roll. Let's see, I don't see those arrows in Android, Dana. So the arrows on iOS and for preview is actually this right here in Android. So it's just like a little frame. So icons are just a little bit different. And if you want to edit your text presets, you just go back into the main menu here, settings, and then, oops, text presets. And so they're not editable. You have to add a new one, but you can delete ones that you don't want anymore. And let's see. Will a Photofy folder ever be available for iOS? So iOS handles folders a little differently than Android. I don't think so, but you can most certainly create a Photofy folder for yourself and move photos over from your camera roll to your Photofy folder so that you can access them a little easier. I know camera rolls can get a little overwhelming sometimes. So that might be a good option for you. Let's see, when I was grouping it looked like it might select all the things. Yeah, I think that's what it was, is that they overlapped a bit. But I'm not quite sure. I've not really gotten the whole grouping thing down. Let's see, do you use Norwex? I always went to personal because I wanted my pictures. So I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, Nancy. If you're trying to access background, then you'd go to your camera roll or albums. I think it is actually. So photos and collages, yeah, albums. You can reach your camera and all that good stuff there. What temporary password do we use? There's one that's assigned to you on the success screen. So after you register and get through to that, you will be assigned a temporary password. So make sure you read through the success screen. Can I talk about using filters? I can. Let's go ahead and do this kind of quickly. Thanks to everyone who's hanging on. I know this is going a little over on time, but I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Let's go ahead and we'll grab this pretty picture here. All right, so filters. Let me switch my mouse and get that up here so you can see where I'm tapping. Edit filter, or excuse me, edit photo. The items you have available here: brightness and square adjust, crop, saturation, contrast, mirror, sharpen, filters. So filters are basically just different kind of colorations on things. They only affect the background image. They don't affect anything else, but they are available for you to use. So say we pick Jakarta here, because I actually like that tone in there. You can change intensities and brightness and stuff. So you can kind of play with these a little bit. Again, you're going to want to check on, what is allowed as far as photos go for y'all. But there you go. So that's kind of a filter one. These are all just kind of preset things. There is a mirror option, which I'm not quite sure how much I would use that, but it is there. But you can also do kind of individual type editing as far as some of these things go. InstaScore is kind of a good one if you've got a portrait or landscape photo, but you want to make it a perfect square, excuse me, for Instagram. You can use that. And I think that's kind of it. There are borders available if you want to add borders. Again, you can kind of edit those a little bit. You can also utilize a photo as a border. So it kind of adds it to the background there. The other option is if you want to do the blur, you'll notice it kind of adds a little bit of a blur around it. You can intensify that or reduce it. So if you want to keep your border to look like your image. All right. Let's see. And is there a way for a team to share images? Karen, as far as projects, no. Unfortunately, projects are device specific. But if you create something, you can definitely share that to your team through the sharing page via email or text message, and they can go ahead and share out. If it's something that you want them to be able to add their name to, if they've got the Photofy app as well, then they can just open up the background. You can leave a blank space for their name or contact info, and then send them the image. They can open it up as a background image and then use the text tool to add their own stuff. And okay, amazing infos or step-by-step guide for everything I've presented. So there is, I don't have step-by-step written, but we do have video tutorials. And again, I'm going to move those over to support. So if you are on the app and you want to access them, let me show you how to get there again. Menu and then support. And then just look for the Norwex box. And that'll take you over to the Norwex section. So give me a couple days and I'll have that set up for you guys to where you can access webinars, past webinars, and video tutorials as well. If you change your email with Norwex, is a change of what I sign on to Photofy with. So you're going to want to change your email here as well. Yes, you can do that in the managed profile as well. That way you don't lose connection because the system does validate with Norwex and make sure that your access is still valid, I guess. And so you're going to want to go ahead and make sure that you change your email address here on Photofy as well. And you can do that in your menu and settings. And let's see. What is the mask? Good question. You guys are full of questions today. This is awesome. Okay. Let me grab another background. I need to just. All right. So the mask. We'll do this. I like this one. So grab a piece of artwork and maybe we'll use this little house. Okay. Fit the house where you'd like it to fit. And then tap on the mask icon. And what it does is it creates a shape mask for you. You can invert so that you can kind of have that in the background. You can also, let's see, if you invert, recover, there's, you can erase little bits of it as well. Oh, that's kind of acting a little funny. I think it's too big. Oh, maybe because I'm using the wrong side. Okay. So if you erase, if you want to make it solid, kind of fill things in a little bit and just have a little bit of it, you can do the erase. And then you're like, well, you know what? Now I want to go ahead and show that. Now, I don't know why it's flickering like that. It could just be my phone. But then once you've erased all that, it kind of goes back to what the mask was. So that is our shape mask. And okay, what's the website to register? It's support.photofy.com. Excuse me, to register to photofy.com/Norwex. All right. And can you save in any other format besides JPEG? I believe iOS is saving in PNG files. Android saves in JPEG. Not sure why that is, but it is actually just kind of preset. But it will, what happens is all of these layers that you add on, all of your artwork are put on in layers, and then it flattens it out to one image. So let's see. All right. Do I have to put my official Norwex email? I'm not sure. You may want to contact Norwex on that as far as compliance goes. let's see. And then once you edit a project, does it need to be resaved? So if you create a project, you can resave it if you made a lot of significant changes that you want to save. Otherwise, just go ahead and you can leave it. It'll stay there until you delete it. So, all right. So that was everything in the Q&A. Thank you guys. That was awesome. And let me see in chat. Jamie, unfortunately, this is only available on mobile devices, so phones and tablets. We do not have a computer option at this time. And I think that is it. The chat is super long, so I'm not sure if I'm going to find. I'm not finding it. Okay, so I think I got through everything, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. I know we've lost a few folks because of time and such. But will Norwex add more product images? Norwex will add things based on their marketing calendar. So yes, they manage these and make sure that you guys have everything up to date. Again, if you ever find that you don't think that you've got something, go into the menu and then settings and then refresh app, and that should bring in everything, the latest options. Alternatively, you can sign out and sign back in, and that'll do just the same thing. With that said, where's the mask feature found, Christine? That is in, if you find artwork, if you put a piece of artwork on, it'll be found in there. So grab a background and then artwork over it. We'll do that water drop, and then the mask is this little icon right here on the right. So you can tap on that and that'll allow you to utilize that. All right. So again, thank you everyone. I know we've gone about 15 minutes over. Truly appreciate everyone, your questions. If you ever run into anything, any other questions or issues, please go to support.photofy.com. You can use the support feature on the app as well. If you go in here and tap on support, in the top right, you'll see 3 lines. That's submit a request, and that's how you'll get to me, to our support, and put in a ticket. We'll definitely get to you as quickly as possible. This was recorded, so it'll be available again. Look for the Norwex button, Norwex box here, and I'll make sure I get all this stuff loaded up for you guys so you can find everything very easily. Appreciate you. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and let us know if we can help you out with anything else. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll catch you next month. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.